Alright, hey YouTube. Alright, if you watched the first video of these, then you'll know where we left off, but if you haven't, yesterday we removed all the interior, found a bunch of rust that we're going to fix today. This is the worst part of rust that I had to cut out, and I've done the rust converter, so I'll put a picture of what it looked like before this was put on, and then obviously this is now. So I'll try to do one of those side-by-side shots so you can see how much better it is. But this isn't paint, this is just strictly rust converter, and you can see there's hardly any rust really. I'll probably hit the rest with like a wire brush or something, like that little bit right there. Must have missed that, but anyway, looks pretty good for that. And I also sprayed it on all the door jambs and everything. You can see it already looks less rusty, so that's good. But anyway, the next section will be me cutting. Got the metal already, so I'll show you the metal. This is our template here. So this should be, or actually no, I need to make a new template. This is the old one, so I'm gonna throw this away so I don't forget. Alright, so I'm gonna make a new template. I'll probably video that, and then show you how you cut it out, and I'll probably get rid of all this jaggedy stuff here so we have a nice clean line here underneath the seal. So there will be enough metal to weld in there on that guy. So alright, let me keep on trucking here. Okay, so I retaped it, and then what I did was I just put the metal that I already cut out back underneath so I can keep the curve going. And now I'm just in the process of peeling the tape off here. This is the tricky part because this is the piece that wasn't there, so that'll be a fun thing, but at least this will give me a size piece of metal that I need to make it work, so that's fine. And my plan is to leave the metal on there and then just like do a really good trim job on the table around the metal that I took out so that I know exactly how big the piece of metal is that needs to be. Step one. Let's see if I can just there we go. So you can kind of see what we're going for here. Clear some space. Yeah, there's probably more room on this side. Okay, so this is just some metal, some steel plate that I got from the hardware store. It's the same gauge or thickness as the metal from the roof. So what I'm gonna do, see, so we got a good sharp corner over here. I'm just gonna fold this over. No, I'm not. So what I'll do is I'll just place it so that I can keep a straight edge. Although that's not really a straight edge. I guess this is my only, that's my only straight cut is at the top. So I'll just do that, and then that way, well, I guess first I need to cut this so that I can peel the metal off and just tape it directly to it. But I'm just gonna do that and then cut that shape out, and then should be all set to weld in there. This stuff worked pretty good. I wouldn't use it as, I'm still gonna paint under here. I wouldn't use this stuff as paint like it says. It says you can paint directly over it, sandable and paintable, but I think I'm still gonna prime it and then paint it, just for a little extra protection in there. So, but yeah, should be good. All right, so this is all trimmed out. Show you how it fits. I decided to make it in 2 pieces, so I'm gonna do this piece and this piece in one, and then once this is welded in, once this piece is welded in, I'm gonna just run a piece of tape this way straight around, because looking at the other side, you can see it just curves around and connects just in a nice swoop. So just kind of makes a nice arc here. So we're gonna shoot for that. Hopefully I can duplicate it pretty good. So this side looks fine. I shouldn't have to do it anywhere else. I've looked around for any sort of other signs of bubbling, but the paint actually looks pretty good. The roof, or sorry, not the roof, the hood is a little faded, but I think a little elbow grease will clear that right up. So and you can see I went around everywhere and sprayed that rust converter on here, just to stop it from rusting. On all the little tiny spots. The inside I'm still gonna have to I'll take that all the way down to bare metal in there, and that'll be later on tonight. So hopefully I get this done today. Should get that done, and I could probably get it welded in, put some body filler on the edges if need be. Probably will, and then I'll probably get it primed, and then I'll have to paint it another day. But that's about where I want to end tonight. So I'm gonna go through and get all this silicone silliness off here too, but oh well, that's okay. All right, I'm gonna set you up over here and then start cutting that out. So I'll show you how it lays. This 3-dimensional shape lays flat on the flat piece of metal, and then you can see how much bigger it is. Okay, so you can see how that when the tape was on here, it was pretty much perfect, and now you can see how it's oversized. Well, the oversized shape is going to give us enough room to make this curve out of this flat piece of metal here, and this metal too. You can see I could just weld this on and then body filler it, but I'm gonna try to do it the right way. So that'll be interesting. So I won't video that because that's going to be a whole lot of trial and error and fitment. So the next thing you guys should see is a nice shaped piece of metal that fits perfectly, that's ready for a couple tacks. So okay, I'm gonna do that. That'll probably take a little bit. So all right, I won't show you guys that struggle. Okay, so that actually didn't take too long. I was just able to kind of form it on this part and this part. I couldn't use the other side because obviously it's backwards, be upside down. Right? So anyway, it's pretty close. So it's got the curve over there, and this has the curve on this side, and it's pretty close. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the probably just the flapper wheel and just hit this and give me a nice little angle here so my weld will puddle up right there. And then I already hit this with the primer, just so that it won't rust later. So I'll just leave that primed, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime the back of this as much as I can. The welder's probably gonna take a bunch off, but something's better than nothing, and I can probably get it from the inside a little bit, just by sticking the can in there and trying to get it. I know they make special paint for welding, but I don't have it. So here, I'll set you up there, and I'll get the grinder, and I'll put a nice little angle on there, and we'll continue. So now I take that off. I took a little extra off right here so I can have a place to put my ground for my welder. I'll paint that later. But now that I've made a nice little edge, it pops right in. It's going to be a little smaller than the actual hole. That's okay though. I'll just throw a magnet on there, here to here, and I'll keep it even, and I'll tack it. Probably drop a bunch of tacks. I don't want to heat it up too much because my windshields are here. Probably have to put something here to keep the sparks from flying onto the windshield and do anything crazy there. But yeah, it should be golden here. Fits good. So it's not spray foam, but I think it'll work good. So alright, I'm gonna set the welder up and get the magnet going. Or set up anyway. I'll probably have some sort of cover for this. I don't know if I'm gonna put a blanket down or what. But pretty nice welder. Keep saying I'm gonna upgrade, but haven't found a reason to upgrade yet. Haven't had to weld anything that this can weld. So when that happens, I will upgrade. But yeah, so my plan is, well, this was here. Let's try to balance it again. I'll worry about this once I get to this side. Actually, maybe this can will fit. Anyway, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Plan's gonna start over here because all these curves match each other, but it's really hard to get both curves to lay down flat until it's actually solid. So I'm gonna hit this, and then I'll hit this, and then I'll hit that, and just go kind of middle of each, and that way I'll keep the heat spread out so nothing gets funky. But yeah, there we go. Hopefully this ground works. Probably get another one in here. Turn the wire speed down a little bit more here. I did a test run on the bench and it welded pretty nice, so I wonder if that metal was just so fatigued it might feel nice. So I'm going to turn the wire speed down and I'm going to do another tack right here. Let's try that. There we go. Alright, now it'll go faster. Oh, I got the right speed going here. Nothing a grinder won't fix, huh? Anyway, we're just going to tack it up all the way around, and after that's done, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, I'm gonna set you up here. We're gonna hit the rest of this rust. I've already started a little bit. Sorry, I forgot to record some of it, but that's alright. It was kind of monotonous anyway. Anyway, I'm gonna hit all these rust spots. I already hit that one, so it goes from that to that with just a little hit with one of these stripping discs and a hand grinder. So I'll set you up and I'll do a little high-speed filming here. So. Oops, sorry. Alright, hey YouTube. Want to say hi, Eric?
Hi.
So my welder broke on me, so I just kind of went ahead and finished up without videoing it because it's difficult to weld and video and try really hard to make a broken welder work. So I just finished up. I borrowed my friend's welder. It's really nice. It's way nicer than mine was. So I just borrowed this guy. It's a little MIG welder. Probably worth more than the whole Jeep. But so what I did was I rust converted all of this. Sorry, my shadow's in there. Yeah, so rust converted everything. I ordered some Raptor liner off of Amazon. So that should be here in a couple days. And then so I'm just gonna tape everything off. I bought some painter's tape and some paper to tape off everything. So yep, so that's the next thing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how this turned out. You can see it's pretty smooth. I had to use a little body filler in there just because the metal kind of distorted a little bit once I put some heat to it.
Yep.
So yep, and then yesterday I didn't get a chance to work on this. My one of my coworkers has a Cherokee also, and it has the same 4.0 engine in it, but it's got a supercharger on it, so that gave him some issues yesterday, so we spent pretty much all day fixing that. But today I came out and finished up here. You can see still got, it's hard to see it, but it's got the curvature, still retained all my body lines here. So I painted the metal with this this black. So the black is metal that I welded in. I don't know if you can tell which one's black and which one's green, but yeah. So I didn't have to use too much body filler, and it still kept all the lines. Lines are still good. It's good enough for a Jeep. It's not a show car or anything, so I'm sure I'll get some more dents, but it's better than the fiberglass spray foam combo that was there.
Now
so
show them what the inside looks like.
okay. So I think you guys have already seen this, but I went ahead and hit up all the spots that had a lot of rust. I still have a spot back there that I'm gonna have to weld up. I'll probably show that in a little bit. So I'm gonna cut that out and weld in a little piece there with the new welder. So that should go infinitely better. But yeah, it's coming along good. I'm just gonna throw some paint on this.
I am just stealing.
So I gotta hit it with some mineral spirits or alcohol and take all the grease off that I put up there. For the overspray, all you do is spray a little WD-40. I don't know if you guys know this or not. You can spray WD-40 on overspray and just wipe it really good, and the overspray just comes right off. So, or you can tape nice, but I did not, so I had to do that. So, so I'll set it up and maybe I'll do a little time lapse. All right, so I've taped off everything. I like to first tape out the area that I'm gonna paint. And then, so I'll do a line of tape underneath. You can see there's two. So tape, and then after that, I get my paper and then tape the paper to the old tape. That just gives me a kind of a double barrier essentially, and it also makes it so your line of your paper doesn't have to be exactly perfect. But yeah, anyway, if you tape out the area that you want to paint, you can kind of hide. You can kind of blend it if you kind of go off of like where the light's gonna play. So on this one, I went on the top of this ridge, so you won't be able to see like the color difference, because even though this is the same color, it's just fresher, so it's not as faded as this. So that's where you have to kind of blend stuff a little bit. And then what I did was I just took the roughing pad and I just roughed up the clear coat here real good, so that the primer, so first I'm going to do a little primer, the primer sticks, and then after that, that's all you do. So just lay some primer here. And then like don't be alarmed if you didn't get everything, so you could just do another coat. Once you start playing the makeup game and you keep trying to spray the same spot over and over and over, you get runs that way. So just kind of go through and hit all your spots. I like to lay the primer down just because the paint tends to sit a little more evenly with it. And I kind of got a little crazy on that drip rail there, so hit that. And then don't be too concerned about the overspray, because like I said, you can use the WD-40. I'll show you guys maybe if I get any spots that I hit. So there we go. I'll just do a little overspray right here so you guys can see. But you can see this is black and it's still pretty smooth, especially for a little at-home job in your garage. So nothing crazy. Got a little bit of a crease there, but you won't be able to see that unless you're looking directly at the roof. So I think we're good. Let's see how long this takes to dry. Clean up. So apply a top coat or recoat within 1 hour or after 48 hours. Oh, okay. So I can add another coat if I didn't want to sand. I don't think I'm going to sand that. So I'll just let that dry real good, and then I'll hit it with the Duplicolor Perfect Match here. It's the right kind. I've been hitting up some of the small spots on the doors. Got a lot of clear coat I got to fix everywhere, but that'll be okay. I don't have to fix it. So yep. So next I'll wait for this dry, and while I'm waiting for that dry, I'll cut that out and do a weld on that. Alright, so the primer is dried. Just to test how this can sprayed, because it came from the store like this. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna shoot just a glob of paint out. I just went and kind of touched up hit this with the scoring pad that it was in the last video, I think. Hit it with a scoring pad and then just resprayed. So got that clear. You can kind of see the line right there. So I'm gonna do another coat of paint on it right there, and then I'll do the clear coat on top of that, and that'll cover that line. So that'll be gone. Not that again, it's not a show car. It's just keeping it nice. So show you how this goes on. Really want to make sure there's a lot of paint in that drip rail, because that's where the water will sit and collect. So, alright, so there's that. I'm just going to hit it this direction. Alright, so we'll let that sit, and we'll see how it looks when it dries. Okay, so it's dried, and I have removed the tape. You can see there's definitely a difference between the fresh paint and the old paint. It's the same color, it's just this one has been on it for 20-something years, and this one, actually, 30-something years. And this one is new. So I'll probably do a little like rough sanding around this area and kind of fade it a little bit so it's not so shocking right here. But you can see the patch went pretty good. It's pretty straight, not too bad. Kept the body line there and kept my drip rail. And then I wanted to show you the little WD-40 trick. So you can see that's where my tape was. It's new paint, that's old paint. So you just get a little WD on your rag. And then, so you can see there's the line right there. You just rub it until you can feel it with your finger, the paint going away, or the overspray going away. You can feel it getting smoother. And you just do that. And this doesn't hurt your paint at all, that I know of. But yeah, you just kind of rub it, and there you go. No more line, no more overspray. And it works for like the rubber too. Like you can see there's some overspray on this right here. So you just kind of push. I'm gonna wait for that to dry a little more before I get too close. But yeah, you can see I hit the clear coat there. It's pretty good. Same thing with the hood. It's the fresh versus the old, so I'll either have to, I don't know, this is pretty bad. Might have to do the whole thing, but that's fine. I'm gonna hit that spot, and it's looking pretty good. So, get my interior paint or my bed liner in a few days here, so it'll look real good in here. I'm just gonna bed line from here, from this line all the way down, all the way forward, and it should keep the sound down a lot and the heat and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna put the headliner back. I'm not gonna do the top, so that'll be fine. Just so I don't have to hide my wires and lights and whatnot. So it'll be good. So okay, well, I'll be making more of these. I'm gonna post a lot of these videos all in one here, so it'll be let's see, it'll be like day 2 through 4 or something. But yeah, that looks good. So it's not spray foam, but it'll work. All right, have a good one.